Hey guys, first Regardsman here, and today I'll be talking about a Heroic Thunderhammer build for the Assault class in patch 11.0 Space Marine 2. Now, the Heroic Thunderhammer got buffed up for the Assault class in particular in patch 11.0. They now made it so the Electrified Thunderclap Heroic perk will also leave a Shock Grenade effect behind for your ground pound. This is actually pretty useful because with Zealous Blow active, you can just get way more value out of your AoEs on like a ground pound over and over. It's pretty nice to have. You'll put down a tremendous amount of shock areas, and that will help you pick up some extra kills. And overall, the Storm's Dominion Thunderhammer is just the best fencing Thunderhammer in the entire game right now. This thing has a 6 clean potential, 8 speed, 11 plus strength, as opposed to the 2 clean potential of the Relic Tier version. There is like genuinely no reason to use this version over this one. This one has an added effect on the Heroic perk effect on top of the stat increase, and this one is called Electrified Thunderclap. Fully charged attacks leave behind a Shock Grenade effect. Now, this will not actually require you to have a fully charged attack. This will work on your Aftershock and your Ground Pound. And to trigger this effect, all you have to do is just do an Aftershock of any level whatsoever, not even like a tier 1 charge, and you will get a shock area for that Aftershock. Now, on top of that, you will also get 2 shock area effects if you use Aftershock Improved, because it will give you a Shock Grenade effect for every single Aftershock slam, which is pretty nice to have. So this perk is actually pretty damn powerful, and currently I actually like this Thunderhammer a lot on both the Bulwark and Assault. I do think it is slightly better on Bulwark, mainly because Bulwark has the perk Shock and Awe, but Assault can still take huge advantage of this because he can build for gun strikes and armor reinforcement and not really give up too much to do that, and this thing is a fencing weapon after all. Now, for the perk tree here, I do take Perpetual Strength moving here into the perk Fast Preparation. Aftershock preparation times reduced by 30%. This perk just makes your Aftershocks come out way faster. Now, you may think like, oh wait, this thing already has 8 speed, why would I need that? Well, speed stats don't affect your charge rate on Aftershock and stuff like the Power Fist Thrust Jab whatsoever, so this is actually pretty damn useful for us. And honestly, the top tree here just kind of sucks. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength moving here into the combo Shattering Impact and Seismic Chain. This one will give you a 50% increased AoE on your ground slam. That is pretty good, but this one will also give you an extra ground slam on top of your original one if you hold down the button again. That is a great combo, and 8 speed will affect how fast this comes out, so these actually come out pretty quickly. And you might think like, oh, but the ground slam would do too much damage. Well, it actually does a lot more than you'd think, because usually you'll be like using this periodically in between your Aftershock grenade effects with the Electrified Thunderclap, so the enemies will be pretty low, and picking up that last hit on them with like the Aftershock with Shattering Impact is quite easy, so this extra AoE helps a lot, and the extra ground slam is nice to have for, you know, Minoris and stuff like that too. Next perk here is Perpetual Strength, moving here into the perk Aftershock. After hitting an enemy with Aftershock, you deal 10% more melee damage for 10 seconds. Now, this perk was bugged in patch 10.0, it is finally fixed, and this is a nice little damage increase for like any variant of the Thunderhammer here, to be honest. But I will also mention that this will trigger off of any attack from your Thunderhammer whatsoever, because the way the Aftershock will work, or excuse me, it'll trigger off of any Aftershock attack whatsoever, because the Aftershock works by like you bring up your hammer and then bring it down for 2 slams, and the initial little swing of your hammer will also trigger this perk, so you can have this 10% melee damage buff down for both ground slams. That is pretty nice to have, so definitely keep that in mind. Now, the next perk here is Kill Streak, moving into the perk Aftershock Improved. Aftershock gains an additional smash. This perk is just incredible. It just basically doubles the damage of your Aftershock, or maybe not double it, because you do get like the initial swing, but the added benefit of Electrified Thunderclap here is quite nice to have, and Aftershock Improved in general, it just makes your Thunderhammer better. Pretty much always take this perk. Aftershock Improved has been top tier like forever, and in patch 11.0 they actually fixed this perk to work on both ground slams with the perk Overcharge. We're not taking that today, but you know, if you're unaware of that, just keep that in mind. It's actually pretty nice now. Now, the final perks I grab here are Minoris Slayer, Majora's Slayer, and Dead End for extra pommel smash damage. I will say, if you want to skip over this perk and pick up Perpetual Strength or the perk over here, Offense Initiated, you definitely could. These are not bad perks by any means here, but I decided to grab the extra pommel smash damage because this is nice to have occasionally, and I haven't really tried it with the Wind Fury perk, but it should be good there too. And that's pretty much all there is for the Thunderhammer setup here. Now, for the secondary weapon, I did take the Relic Tier Heavy Bolt Pistol. Now, in the PTS server, the Bolt Pistol, or the standard Relic Tier Bolt Pistol, did have equivalent gun strike damage to the Heavy Bolt Pistol. That is no longer the case. This one is slightly more powerful. It's not like super top tier compared to this one. This one's Bolt Pistol damage, or assuming the gun strike damage, it did get buffed on the secondary here as well, but the Heavy Bolt Pistol is worth taking for gun strike damage, and if you're unaware, the Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol also has the highest gun strike damage in the entire game. Reason I'm taking this one today is that the ammo reserves on this are just way better. This will run out of ammo super quickly. But if you want to pick this one up and just go like, Hail Mary and run in with no ammo, you definitely could. This is a very strong weapon at the moment. It's honestly pretty good for the heroic perk effect here. No help is coming, but overall, I am playing by myself, so taking this one is just way better for me versus Zoanthropes and Neurothropes. Now, for the perk tree, I just go down the bottom line here for the most important perks like Death Strike. After killing a Majora's level or higher enemy in melee combat, you deal 25% more damage for 10 seconds. This will also trigger off of an execute, so really nice to have, and a 25% damage buff is really useful on this weapon, especially on top of the next perk here, Able Damage. After using a class ability, damage increases by 20% for 10 seconds. Now, we are an assault class, so ground pounding for us pretty much happens all the time. Really useful option, and honestly, Able Damage is great on Vanguard, the Assault class, Tactical even, and also things like Sniper or Heavy. Now, for the final perk I grab here, it is Tactical Precision. Headshots deal 20% more damage. Non-headshot damage, it decreases by 10%. Headshot damage is just way more important in Space Marine 2 than non-headshot damage is. Pretty much always grab this on any bolt weapon, and it really won't let you down. And that's pretty much all there is for the secondary here, though I will say, if you want to take a plasma pistol on the rate of fire variant, you definitely could. If you want to take the normal bolt pistol, you definitely could. I would set it up this way for the standard bolt pistol, and this way for the rate of fire plasma. Inferno, I would probably do this way with like an ammo reserve option, or a rate of fire variant. Now, if you're taking an Inferno pistol, probably pick up Defense Mechanism because this perk just makes it way easier to get your CHP back on Inferno pistol. That's also up to you, and that is pretty much all I have to say on these secondaries here. Now, for the perk tree, I do build for Gunstrikes here because this is a fencing Thunderhammer, so Gunstrikes are actually pretty valuable to us. The main thing this weapon is used for is utility and AoE, so having that extra Gunstrike damage in between that is really nice. So I pick up Gunstrike enabling effects like Armor Reinforcement, non-finisher Gunstrikes restore one armor segment. This perk will just save your life all the time. It absolutely trivializes Tyranid Warriors, Tyranid Lictors, and the new Tyranid Prime boss. This perk overperforms versus Tyranids pretty much 24/7. Really powerful perk for like any build with a fencing weapon, to be honest, but especially on this one. Next perk here is Auxiliary Arsenal. Secondary weapons damage increases by 20%. This perk, combined with Practice Aim for a 35% range damage buff, is really strong to have, especially when the Ample Ammunition perk triggers here for a 50% range damage increase on top of that. That's like an 85% range damage increase for your secondary. Really good to have. It makes your heavy bolt pistol hit like an absolute truck, but I will say this column has good options all across the board. Defense Mechanism is top tier. Consecutive Execution is also top tier, so that's also up to you. Now, the weapon I took next, or the perk I took next, is Active Attrition. Enemies hit by damage from melee attacks execute while sprinting or dashing take 25% more damage for 5 seconds. This is really nice to have. The 25% damage buff does apply a debuff to the enemy for like your whole team, I believe, so better than it might look originally. And I will also say that if you want to take knowledge of the enemy, this can come out to like more damage at times, but I am building for like Pommel Smash with Dead End here like we talked about before, so picking this one up, kind of a no-brainer for me. Next perk here is Proven Efficiency. All of your squad members deal 30% more Gunstrike damage. We are a Gunstrike build, so 30% more Gunstrike damage is really nice to have. And the final perks I grab are Smiting Angel for a 25% ground pound damage increase, Zealous Blow for a ground pound kill restoring jump packs charged by 10%, and Pride and Duty for 25% more damage for 10 seconds on our ground pound after a finisher. All of these will come together to make you basically body any Minotaur Swarm and Majora Swarm over and over and over, and getting shock nades on top of the Zealous Blow triggers on like a repeated horde in a boss fight is actually really useful. So Zealous Blow, overperforming once again. Pretty much always pick this perk up if you're going for like the ultimate meta build, but there are some cases where Wings of Flame can be better. Now, the final perk I grab here for the signature perk tree is Ample Ammunition. Any use of jump pack reloads the equipped ranged weapon, increases damage by 50% for 10 seconds. The 50% damage bonus here is really nice for things like the Zoanthrope and stuff like that. If you want to take Ascension or the perk here Commitment, you can definitely do that too, because all the signatures here, they're not like super bad. Ascension does do pretty decent damage, and Commitment is all obviously really useful for just using your jump pack dash whatsoever. If you want to do this, you definitely could. Now, for the Prestige perk slot, I do take Unyielding Oath first, into Adrenaline Boost, into the perk Fortitude and Practice Aim. This one just gives you invulnerability for 3 seconds on a ground pound, and invulnerability in Space Marine 2 is one of the best effects you can possibly get. and being able to just fly into a sniper shot or fly into a Terminator missile is just super useful, so I pretty much always grab this. Next perk here just gives you no knockback on a parry, block, or gun strike, or maybe not gun strike, dodge for 10 seconds, and this is just an enabler for your Thunderhammer. Without this, you'll be whacked around all the time. And unfortunately, in Space Marine 2, stun locks are still a huge problem, so having this perk is very useful. And the final perk I grab here on top of Fortitude is Practice Aim for the reasons I mentioned before, and having a health increase of 15% is just amazing. That's pretty much all there is for Space Marine 2's Thunderhammer Assault build, Storm's Dominion. This weapon is pretty damn good. I think it is definitely better now than it was in the PTS. It was already pretty decent in the PTS, but on the Assault especially, it feels way better now that it triggers the shock area effect on the ground pound. And hopefully you enjoy this if you pick this weapon up, and hopefully this build guide helped you. If you like content like this, subscribe for more, and as always, thank you for watching, take it easy. Here's some gameplay of this build versus the new Tyranid Prime boss, and as always, bye. Oh. How's that going? Look at all this value. Look at all those little shock areas I'm putting down. Isn't that nifty?
The world this Xenos sought to consume, now consumes its cup. Avenging Angel at your disposal. The tunneling Xenos borrows a little. Reloading magazine. The ground rumbles no more. Taking lictors deceive the eyes. Releasing frag grenade. Strike down the Zoanthrope medics! Your reign of terror is ended, burning sun. I am airborne ready. Replenishing firepower! Behold the might of the Imperial Navy. To serve here carries the highest privilege. To deliver the Emperor's violent retribution. The Avenging Angel at your disposal.
Oh, well, hello. The hive mind works in mysterious ways, people.
Jump pack refuel. We have cleansed the Xenos state.
That was a pretty mean unblockable combo they tried to do to me there. Not optimal, I must say. Right, no relic there. I don't know all the relic spots on this map, but
I am airborne ready. I am airborne ready. The world this Xenos sought to consume, now consumes its carcass. an angel of death. Avenging angel at your disposal. The Xenos infestation is steady. Jump pack refueled. Another alien falls to the Imperium's key blade. Reloading.
Block hammer is good. Finally, block hammer has always been good, pretty
Gifts
much.
from the forge.
Except for like the beginning of the game. This is the
Fresh
shock hammer.
supplies for our use.
This one is nice. You can just kind of like place down all that shit and then immediately go into your ground slams. These do come out pretty quickly.
Let this morass of alien chitin molder and rot.
Talassa, we have lost contact with Heraton leader, and Octavio is pinned down. You must destabilize the plasma reactor. Our brothers from Phaedrus and Heraton shall not have died in vain.
We have reached the plasma reactor units.
Hello? Anything here? Oh shit.
These servitors performed their programmed duties until they were cut down.
What the fuck? Where'd this guy come from? Perish.
Another tyrannid monstrosity to expunge.
The Xenos Fioradante? Where is he? This is just a normal ass sanguinary guard with a Thunderhammer. Chapter Master tier? We pray. I hope we do get like a proper, I mean, I know we're not going to. A Perdition Pistol would be kind of cool though, for like a heroic variant of the Inferno Pistol. Right, we got no...
Into the breach once more.
If all weapons are getting a heroic variant, then I do want the Perdition Pistol. Alright, let's rock.
Must be destroyed. Honor our brothers. Honor our chapter.
The Imperium's hammer rises to strike. Swapping magazine. Avenging angel at your disposal.
Here it comes, brothers. Beware its grasp.
I am airborne ready. Rat
That was not the one I thought it was gonna be.
Avenging angel at your disposal.
It lashes out! Here it comes, brothers!
Oh, we still hit him. Who would have thought that armor reinforcement, the perk that trivializes a Tyranid warrior, would trivialize the Tyranid warrior prime?
Beware its grasp!
Oh, he's just aura farming me, okay. I thought he was gonna do something. I was like, what's that move he's doing? He just yelled at me.
It rains energy spikes
Alright,
upon
we'll
us.
just do it this way.
Be as an angel of death. Jump pack refuel.
Assault is so good for this map. Ow.
It lashes out!
I am airborne ready.
Keep your eyes up!
Swapping magazine. Avenging angel at your disposal.
Here it comes, brothers!
It's gonna take forever though, I'll say that.
I am the righteous storm descender. I am airborne ready.
We killed one prime, and its companion's fury magnifies. Perhaps one prime is twice as vicious as two.
The Imperium's hammer rises. Jump pack refuel.
It lashes out!
Take flight and let terror fall. I am airborne ready.
I'll have to land on you.
Sound brave.
Oh, I was gonna do my cool thing.
They sully this ship no more.
More wise than anyone solo 2 Tyranid Primes? Definitely.
And Talassa,
A Primarch could do a lot more than solo a Tyranid Prime.
prepare for rapid egress.
A chapter master would probably pretty easily do it. Depends on the chapter master, though. Librarians would probably do it pretty easily. I mean, Mephiston would just walk into this room and shoot a lightning bolt, and they both die.
Caution advised. Reactor critical, Talassa. Disengage.
Haste be our guide.
Talassa, we're tracking your signatures. Octavio and Heraton Leader are already on board. Our brothers prevail.
Yeah, Dante is solo the Hive Tyrant, they're way stronger, that's true.
Follow the designated evacuation routes immediately.
Tyranid Warrior Primes are pretty strong. They're not like remotely as strong as a Primarch or
Be as an angel of death.
Chapter Master, though.
Deliverance ahead, brothers.
Hurry! The cruiser has begun breaking apart. We will wait as long as we can.
Simeon.
Make haste, pilot.
Brace for turbulence.
Ow.
If not for your valor, Talassa.
Hey, we did it. It's over. That is the new Heroic Thunderhammer on the Assault, buffed up. Buffed version. Definitely better than before. Definitely the best fencing weapon still, though. Fencing Thunderhammer.